Hey folks, welcome back along to another episode of Saving Grandad's Farm. My name is Alex, and in this video we're going to be moving the combine back to the yard. We're going to be chopping down some wood, and sadly we have to take a look at the state of some of our fields. So it's going to be jam-packed, we've got a lot to look into. We're just taking the combine back to the yard so that we can put it away for the winter, do a bit of servicing up on it, and then we can come into this field and get that all baled up there. That's the last step we've got to do. Let's just crack on. Yeah, so the old Ford Street is done. It's not going to get washed this year. We're just going to blow off all the dust, service it up there, slacken off the belts and things like that for the winter, and then we'll get it all taken care of properly in the before harvest next year. Because I don't like to wash it over winter and leave water sitting in any of the bearings there. That doesn't do them any good at all. So that's the plan. As we come through here, that field's looking like we could maybe nearly get another cut off it actually. Yeah, lots going on today. We've been clearing bales from the backfields, and I've lined up a load there because I've got another load of straw sold ready to go. Not sure if the haulage contractor is going to come today for it, or it likely will be later or maybe tomorrow, but hopefully not today because, well, it's early evening now, and I'm hoping that we can get kind of wrapped up soon. So we're just going to take this back over anyway and park it in the shed out of the way. Which does mean moving a few other bits and pieces around, because it's never straightforward. And we'll see how we get on. But yeah, we've got some news. Since we did the soil sampling the other day, the results are back, and we can have a look into what that looks like really. Spoiler alert: it isn't great by any stretch. But hey, yeah, we'll just have to see. Really, we'll see what it all comes together like. It's good. It means it's a little bit head scratching. Really, got to think about what that looks like for the future, but. It's just going to be a little bit more complicated, is all. Okay, through here we go. A lot of grass around here at the moment. It's really coming along. Looking great. Now, I think the combine's going to live back in the original shed. So what we'll do... is we'll just come on through here. Look at the sunlight this evening. It's beautiful out here. We're probably going to park it where the case is, to be honest. There, we'll put it right down the side of these bales. Hopefully these bales won't stay around for too long. And then we can, all being well, we can get everything taken care of. But yeah, let's get this moved outside once again. The cherry picker has gone though, so somewhere else I can park things if I have to. And yeah, we'll just probably for now at least just stick this back over here. It would be a beautiful evening for some plowing, but we're not going to get any done anytime soon because we need to put some we actually need to put something down onto the ground first. Some lime and some manure down before we can get any plowing done, of which we have neither yet, nor a method in which to put it down. So we'll be getting that one sorted out, and then we'll be good to go. Just what a beautiful meadow this is. Really enjoying using this at the moment, to be honest. It's a cracking machine. This is a pallet we're going to be chopping that wood up into very shortly. But not before we get this beastie stuck into here. Yeah, this combine, folks, has been phenomenal for what I need in this kind of capacity at the moment. I wouldn't change this for the world. Yes, we might need something bigger at some point down the line, but right now... oh, this thing's sung through. If all I have to do each year is change the odd belt for about £12, I think that belt cost me all in, I'll do it. I will do it every single time there. And it was flawless aside from that, which is good. Very, very good indeed. So we'll just take this all the way down to here. And we'll stick you about there. Perfect. Okay, and I can live here now for a little bit, get it out of the elements, and yeah, we'll just leave it there. I wonder where we can probably still get the tractor and plow wedged in there. What I might do though is just take off the plow for now, because at some point we're going to have to go and hire in a big muck spreader that we can use. We'll probably stick it onto the case here as well. But yeah, all this is what's to come up in the coming few weeks. I would say that we've got a lot of work to do on some of this ground here. Some of it was about as useful as a chalkboard. I think it had about some of the same pH values, so yeah, that's frustrating, but it is what it is. Let's just get this off here. There you go. Okay, and now I can just quite happily drive this in for now. Wonderful. But I hope you're all doing very well. Do let us know how it's all going down below there. We have been spending the day recently. Like I say, we're going to just take this. Been in the Merlot, clearing fields of bales like that, doing a little bit of work with the food distribution center because we've been sending out some more loads of fresh produce that way. So that's been good. I went to pick this old little wood pallet up, really. We're going to get onto that for a little bit of evening work once we've just gone to pick up the header trailer. So I think we'll just use this. Let's go and give it a little bit of a blast on the towing. Header's already been put on there, so it should be nice and straightforward. And we'll see. It's a beautiful evening. Sunset's looking fantastic there. I think you'll agree. It's beautiful. So make sure nothing's coming. Alright then. And off we go. Lovely, lovely, luscious green colours around at the moment now, which is just beautiful to work in. It's not all bad when you can consider this to be your office, I always think. So I will happily take this any day of the week there. We've had a lot of anglers at the fishing lakes of late, being like really nice conditions there. So a lot of good, really healthy looking salmon in there apparently, which is awesome. Really like to see that. A few trout mixed in there as well. So yeah, I'm very pleased. I am toying with the idea of making a third pond, which would be pretty cool. Just kind of figuring out the when and the cost of just doing that, because I think we'll have to get lined with like a clay just to make sure it's a little bit more watertight, and then also getting the seeing if it's worthwhile really, because hiring out plant contractors like that isn't always the cheapest thing to do. But yeah, the anglers, they love it, they really do, so that's always good. Okay, let's see if we can get this all hooked up. Oh, there we go. Just about do it. Wonderful. Alright, let's get this beast back in. We'll just have to swing around a little bit, and then yeah, hopefully tomorrow I can get the straw done as well. No buyer for the rice straw yet. The rice straws will be interesting to see how that goes, really, but we'll see. Okay, but through we come then. Let's just see how easy this is going to be to get out in one go. Merlot is very, very agile. It's such a short wheelbase as well, actually. It's such a compact little loader. Let's try and go straight forward, and then we'll crank on the all-wheel steer. I'm getting hit by brushes through the door, so maybe shut that in mind. We are through. Perfect. Make sure everything's all right behind me. I haven't dropped anything off. No, fantastic. We're looking good. We are looking good. And yeah, that is harvest done. Wasn't very eventful, which I think really is always what you want from a harvest. You just want to get it consistently attacked every day, and then get it in the books and in the grain sheds there. So I think we were able to achieve that. Hopefully next year will be a little bit more, a little bit longer, because we're going to have a lot more land under cereal cropping, so that should be good. But yeah, it'll be an interesting one to follow, no doubt. So it's been good. I'm very pleased with how it's turned out so far. For our first year really as a harvester, not too bad. We should expect to see yields looking that little bit better next year, because we're going to be putting in a lot of work with the makeup of the soil. So that will be interesting to see how it all turns out. But yeah, so far not so good. So we'll have to wait and see. Now, like I say, we're going to stick this in the shed as well, and then we'll have a look at the soil, walk through what that looks like, and then we can, yeah, we're going to probably end up with a little bit of chopping firewood, I think. Get around that corner. Easy does it. Okay. Happy days. I think for now, we'll get over there. But now what we might well do is just leave this about here, actually, in the sun. We'll come back to it in just a little bit, where we can get that put away. So yeah, we fell down this tree. This was a big old tree from the middle here. In fact, we've still got to really resurface this, but I'm pleased we did it now. It's given us a lot more space. It feels like it's really opened up the yard a shade there. Look at that nose of the Massey sticking out there. Just glorious. Yeah, but I think it just really adds a new dimension. We still have yet to get into that Dutch barn at the back. All of this, as you can see, is going to need to be sorted out at some point soon. So we'll get onto that one and get it done. What we do have here, though, is wood that we're going to get back to. But the issue we have, the bad news that we had just this morning here, it is bad news. It's expensive news. It's not terrible. It's not devastating or business ending or anything like that. We're going to cut through here. And we're going to have a look at the land here. We did all of our testing with the agronomist the other day of the soil. They brought their little soil sampler out there and they tested it through. It's not good. We tested for our pH levels and the nitrogen levels, and they are both very, very poor indeed. The pH levels to start with are very acidic. They need to be kind of neutral, but they are very, very acidic. So that means we need to put a lot of an alkaline substance on there. What we do use for that is lime. So we need to really balance that out, get a lot of lime per acre onto this. And to go with that as well, from a nitrogen standpoint, there essentially is none. So we really need to work on getting some nitrogen, preferably where we kind of want to try and avoid the man-made nitrogen or fertilizer products there. So I want to avoid fertilizer. I'd love to use manure where we can if I can get hold of some. Of course, that's not very easy either, so it might be a little bit of a mixture of the two. But ultimately, it was very disappointing to see the outcome of that. What it means is, for this next year coming up, certainly, and maybe for the next few years after that, we are going to be putting more inputs into every field, which when you're looking at your profit margin of what we can actually deal with per acre, you always look at how much money you're going to get per ton per acre. So you want to try and make sure, if it's a wheat, for example, certainly on this ground, we were aiming to cover off about 4 ton an acre. Anything more than that is great. 4 ton an acre, and then we can we're making a little bit of profit. But if we happen to start if we're starting to put more and more inputs in, it's really going to eat into that. Any potential profit margin we have there. You have to figure out the cost of the lime, or where I'm going to source it from, or what the organic material is going to look like. We'll figure that one out. When we do, we'll be able to kind of put a budget together for, you know, how much we can realistically look to achieve from this first year. And now that all coincides with having a really good crop rotation system, which we can rely upon. And we're going to have to figure that one out too, but that will be something, once we know the soil's in the best shape, we'll look to see if we can add that in there and really see if we can allow ourselves to benefit from that. Some of the fields, the back field here, this is the worst by a long stretch, so we need to look into this one. The back 40 needs some nitrogen and some sulfur on there as well. It's probably okay for lime at this point, but next year we might want to look into just readdressing that balance as well. So we'll have to see. The new land, like I say, the fields that we've restored, they are looking pretty tired and worn down, so they're probably going to benefit. I've decided, the field that we were mow plowing the other day, I have decided that we're going to plow that one over entirely. We're going to plow in some lime onto that one, and then we're going to put a grass into there as well. So that should be okay, and we'll be able to at some point add on some additional nitrogen once that's established, I think. So that will be the plan. But ultimately, yeah, there's a lot of just disappointing news. Disheartening, really, I think is a good way to describe it. A lot that we've missed out on. So we'll have to address that, really. We'll have to get on with it. And we'll do just that. But for right now, we're going to take out some of our anger here with a little bit of chopping the firewood. So I've got my axe with me here. And let's see how we can get on. This is a big bit. I wonder if we can split this down. Okay, so let's just grab one of these bits about here. Oh, bend down. Oh, there you go. Dropped it. Bit heavy, and I'm just going to drag it to about there. Fantastic. Stress out on nitrogen levels. There you go. Pain. Get you as well and pull you closer. Dragging them. These things are heavy. Good lord, they must be soaking wet, maybe. There you go. So that's kind of split up quite nicely. We're going to see what I don't know what I'm going to do with these, but it makes it a lot tidier to do it that way than anything else. I know that much is for sure. Split that one up. There you go. Nice. That big one I'm going to have to chop up a bit again, I guess. But we can do that. That's not a problem. This is pretty tough. There you go. Okay. This is quite therapeutic, actually. A bit warm outside. I'm going to have to get a drink to recover from this. But hey, I'm all good for that. Nice. Alright, some pretty handy firewood there. We'll probably try and keep that for ourselves at some point, I reckon. Let's just see what we can do to get this stuff out of the weeds here. I just kind of shoved all this with the Fiat. And speaking of the Fiat, it's going. It is gone. Obviously, we got the Merlot now, so the Fiat hasn't been used since we picked up the Merlot. I have got an old gentleman coming to have a look at it. He's a big fan of it, and he runs some sheep about an hour away from here, so he's going to come and have a look at it and see if he wants it, really. So I'm going to offer it to him for not a bad price, but yeah, it's been a good tractor. It's time to put it on its way there, I think. And I'll be pretty happy with that. But yeah, we've got the Merlot now. The Merlot is far superior in every way, and so we'll just keep on using that one. What I'm going to do is get the chainsaw to chop those guys up right there, and then that's all good. And that is pretty much another little update from me here at Six Ashes Farm. The sun is setting here on what is another fantastic summer's day, and we're going to get cracking along. So until next time, I do hope you have enjoyed it. My name has been Alex. This has been another episode of Grandad's Farm. If you have enjoyed it and you've yet to do so, don't forget to give it a like. Hit that like button, it really does mean an awful lot. And also to subscribe to Simulation for the Nation, who kindly agrees to host everything. Until next time though, folks, I'll be back. Stay safe, enjoy what you're doing, and we'll catch you all in the next one.